Friends, the year 2024 is the best opportunity to really grow your wealth. So, I decided to take a look at one of the most potential altcoins that has a great ecosystem and support from big companies. So let's find out if it is not too late to invest, and how much can you earn this year? And most importantly, why this token has the same huge potential I've been talking about. Subscribe to the channel, like it, and let's get started. On my channel, I have discussed this project repeatedly. In the last 6 months alone, I have released 3 videos, and those who bought the coin after the first one have already made 160% profit. And those who entered the last 2 when the coin was in decline have about 200%. But unfortunately, many people hate this project. So let's see if there are any reasons. Actually, there are reasons, so I suggest we take a look at them more closely and understand if everything is really so bad. The main reasons for the hype are usually twofold: the marketing campaign, which is not really the best, and the fact that only 67% of the total token supply is in circulation. It's hard to deny that these are real problems, which in turn have a negative impact on the price of the project. Nevertheless, HBAR managed to surge by 120% last year, while its direct competitors grew up to 100%. But what is the reason for this growth? For many investors, Quant Network and XRP look more reliable and attractive. I've said this many times in my videos, and it seems to me that this project is quite promising. And even with all the disadvantages it has an incredible number of partnerships with Web2 giants. Just look at this list: LG, Samsung, Google, and other giant banks and corporations. These are companies with multi-billion-dollar capitalizations, and they choose HBAR. But why? Next, I want to share my vision of the bullish factors for Hedera, so let's start with partnerships. Of course, such a track record is credible, and besides, Hedera is actually one of the oldest and most successful products in the field of tokenization. And this trend will only continue to grow, because now the advent of Bitcoin ETFs and the constant huge influx of new liquidity from Wall Street, the number of companies looking to tokenize will only increase. Taking into account the general trend of cryptocurrency adoption, Hedera will begin to occupy key positions, because it will become the very gasket between the giants of the Web2 world and cryptocurrency. And unlike other similar projects, these are not just big words. These are real facts. In addition, the blockchain itself shows very cool speed indicators, and this result can be considered quite good when compared to other top blockchains. In addition to large companies, Hedera also works with entire countries. A great example is their work with the US government. For me personally, this was very interesting and exciting news. Representatives of the White House needed advice on open source software and turned to Hedera. This is not only a confirmation of the company's competence and ability to work at a high level, but also shows a significant interest from government agencies. Working with the US government can be a powerful incentive for the project, especially in the context of the growing acceptance of cryptocurrencies. But enough about events that have already taken place. I propose to move on to more interesting recent news about the project. First of all, I would like to show you a rather interesting metric that, unfortunately, many people do not pay attention to. This is the number of interactions with articles, videos, and other types of content related to HBAR. As you can see, the metric has been on a very good run over the past month, although there has been a recent decline in interest. There are more than 100 million interactions in just 1 month, and an average of 3.5 million interactions per day with content about this coin. To me, these are very good indicators that people are really interested in the project, and this will serve as a great impetus for growth. By the way, Hedera has started to significantly develop its ecosystem. In general, the ecosystem was not very active despite its size, and according to the latest news, we can understand that the project is beginning to move more actively towards its growth and improvement. For example, the integration of artificial intelligence, which has long been a must for any successful blockchain. A great confirmation of the desire to develop the ecosystem was the news of investing almost $500 million in the growth of projects built on the Hedera blockchain. For me personally, this is a pretty good bullish indicator when the project team is doing everything to improve their product, not just fill their wallets with money. In fact, Hedera now looks like an ideal haven for new projects. After all, the fund will finance the best representatives of the ecosystem. For example, a well-known project recently switched from the Polygon blockchain to Hedera. The main reason was the potential of this blockchain: speed, convenience, low fees, and the ability to constantly and easily scale your project. In addition, projects that were built on the blockchain and had direct support for the project have also had little or no success in the market. A good example of this is Astronova, which is already gaining momentum thanks to its partnership with NVIDIA, a company whose capitalization is now simply at an exorbitant level. Moreover, NVIDIA itself is very fond of the hype areas of crypto and does not neglect the opportunity to invest. So who knows, maybe one day GameFi will get a big boost from this company as well. In fact, there is a lot of similar news, such as the fact that the world-famous boxer is cooperating with another project of Hedera, Mingo Apps. But I think it has already become obvious to everyone that Hedera is very active in the development of its blockchain, so we will see even more such positive news in the future. Therefore, I suggest we move on to my prediction on the price of the coin. Before we get to my prediction, be sure to subscribe to the channel and like the video so you never miss out on the latest analysis and predictions on coins that can potentially increase your wealth. And now we can start with my bearish prediction. Personally, I have more positive thoughts about the future price, but you always have to consider the possibility of negative developments because this is a cryptocurrency. So I'm not going to keep it a secret, I'm going to tell you right now. For such a scenario, I see a return to the old all-time high indicators, i.e. plus 400% to the price from the current levels. In fact, the project has changed a lot during this time. A lot of partnerships, improved blockchain development, understanding of further actions and directions for product development. But there is still one point that is a small red flag for me, personally. The supply of tokens, or rather the part of it that is in circulation. As much as 27% of the tokens are not in the market, which is not really a bullish indicator, so you have to be careful here. I do not recommend putting absolutely all of your money into this project. And now I propose to move on to more realistic predictions, but first write your own prediction in the comments for bearish, realistic, and bullish predictions. Actually, I would like to compare HBAR with XRP because both tokens are native products of quite large companies that want to connect the traditional world with crypto. Ripple and their XRP are pretty big players in the market, and they already have a large share of international transfers. They also have a huge number of partnerships with different financial institutions, so this makes it possible to evaluate Hedera on the example of Ripple, while it seems to me that HBAR has more potential. My point of view is very simple because there are the following factors. Number 1, Hedera's cooperation with the US authorities. Number 2, Hedera occupies the market of tokenization, transferring large Web 2 companies to the Web 3 space, and is also developing in the field of international bank transfers, whereas Ripple is only specialized in international transfers. Number 3, Ripple is in trouble with the SEC. Therefore, it will be quite correct to use the current market cap of XRP for calculations, and it will be only 9 times the current value, which is actually not very much for the peak of the bull market, and especially for a project that has a really cool utility. Therefore, since we have already dealt with a realistic vision, I propose we move on to a more bullish option. In fact, this option can even be called crazy. After all, what I am about to say will most likely not happen. For this option, I am considering reaching the old all-time highs of XRP. I understand that the 30s are too much, and if you look at the market cap of 140 million, it can even be stupid. But for a bull market, it's just nothing. It's a small drop in a huge ocean. So who knows? Maybe the market will get so crazy that we will see HBAR at $3.80. Personally, I don't plan to hold my tokens that long and will sell most of them at $1 to $1.50. And I want to remind you that this video is by no means financial advice, just my thoughts and calculations. So be sure to do your own research before you invest. And that's it. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on coin growth and new trends. Thanks for watching your Coin Post.